So this is it, last race of the season at M&B Models for the Rugmasters 2023 series, and as you can see there are some big trophies and some decent prize money on offer. So very much an early start again, around 8:30 I got there, started getting set up and getting our cars ready to go on the track for the first time. Although first place in I think the Mini and the Hot Hatch series was kind of wrapped up earlier on. It was still all to play for second, third and fourth places, so lots of intense rivalry, lots of really good racing to come across the course of the day for some of the lower places, and especially in the B's, C's and D's categories. You know, everybody's still in the hunt. Even I, coming into this round, was in position 10th overall. So it was all to play for certain things. Some gorgeous cars on display, as you can see here, for the show and shine competition. So definitely all to play for, and there's the big theme of what the entire series has been about. It has been a really good laugh. I mean, granted, if you're in the A's, everybody's taking it a little bit more seriously and talking about how much they've trued tyres down and how many com drops they've put on motors and all that sort of tweaks and good stuff that we do all like, but honestly, if you're not in the A's, you don't really know what they're talking about. You just smile and agree with them as though they're telling you some mystical magic. Anyway, for myself, the racing was a steady away. Qualifying was kind of hard work, I've got to admit. With the first practice of only 16 laps I was putting in for myself, I was a bit lost, to be honest. And steady away with an 18, so a bit of an improvement. Then another qualifying session of 18, and I just couldn't get the car to progress. Finally, I put some new tyres on, and Q4, my front tyres seemed to do what they were supposed to do, and I managed to get to 20 laps, so at least that went alright. So that landed me place in the C finals. I've done a bit better, but yeah, fair representation of how I got on. Right, let's see how the race goes. And there we go. True to form, first final of the day. Ticket on the roof and being last place. So at this point, anything I get is going to be a bit of a bonus. Nerves in the final. First corner can always be a bit tricky. Another little spin there. Had a quiet word with myself at this. Just drive the car. Just drive the car. Some really fast lads had not quite qualified well enough because the standard of driving with everybody seems to have come up. So a couple of really fast lads were down in our heat. So a few times we were moving out of the way and trying not to get in the way. It work as well as I'd like it to, trying to get out of the way. I think the guy I stood next to with a bright orange car or yellow car somewhere, Monsieur Herring. I think I tripped him up twice, not intentionally. So there's a green and white car chasing me now. That's my mate Carl. As the race goes on, Carl grows in confidence for every single lap and just seems to hunt me down inch by inch. I could properly feel him breathing down my neck, even though he was stood at the other end of the rostrum. He was driving really well.
Come on, Kieran. The running order at 2 minutes.
So that's the leader that we're kind of trying to let go without getting in the way.
8, 6, 5.
The last thing we need is Joe yelling at us.
Yeah, no worries.
That's that bowl of custard. It was funny chatting with drivers after this final. Everybody had seemed to have a couple of little hiccups here and there. So I guess it's all still to play for with the race. So you just got to drive your own race and Try to stay consistent and not crash as much. Big shout out to young Ethan though. He was flying. Really good driver. He'd always do his best to stay out of your way if he could. So it's at this point now, every corner, Carl seemed to get just that bit closer and bit closer and bit closer. I was proper flapping. Great venue at Emsals, fantastic venue. Full dedicated track, so you don't have to pack anything away. Great venue.
The running order at 4 minutes is 1, 3, 2, 4, 7, 6.
Carl's
5,
still there in the
8.
back door. I just couldn't get free of him. He really closed in there because I was letting the yellow car come through, and it really closed the gap between us. So it's funny, you might not be in the hunt for the lead, but there's all sort of little battles going on all the way down the order, which is what made it good and interesting. I think at this point the bell had gone for the last lap, I think, and it was like really close at the end.
3.
I was thinking just because I know I was going, well, it's all or nothing now.
8, 4, 7.
So close at the end. Was a really good race. Big smile on my face talking about it now. Yeah, great race. So started in 4th and I finished in 4th with 20 laps. So yeah, about as good as my best qualifying. So this is second final, 4th place again. Let's see how we get on. Ooh, not a bad start actually. Through the first couple of corners. Oh, no. Sharpie takes me out. Looking for a gap that weren't there. Well, it probably was there. Oh, and then I decide to have a complete brain meltdown and crash in a straight line. Here's what I mean about some of this racing being mental. Now, in my head now, the car just didn't seem quite right. There was probably nothing wrong with it, but it just felt like it was skipping a beat. And I'm already being lapped. Just done my second lap there, and I'm about to get lapped. And not helping myself by crashing again. So effectively, I'm definitely out of the running this time. And the car just didn't quite feel right. But we'll keep persevering, because sometimes you just never know what's going to happen. Doing my best to stay out of most people's way now, because I know my race has kind of come to an end, so the last thing I want to do is get in somebody else's way.
The running order at 2 minutes is 1, 3, 5.
And my dog agrees with me. I don't know if you can hear him barking in the background.
8.
It felt as though I didn't quite have enough steering. So I decided to pull to the side at some point and make some modifications. Just check the trim. And this is kind of the benefit for having 3 finals, and it's your best 2 results in the finals that count. You can, to a lesser or greater degree, write one of these finals off and just concentrate on the other 2 being good. But it does put pressure on. See, something wasn't quite right there. Just completely span on myself. It does therefore put pressure on your last final to be good. It's always good if you could get your first 2 qualies and your first 2 finals some really good results, and then you can throw a bit of caution to the wind, I suppose. Very much staying out of everybody's way. Yeah, I knew I pulled to the side at some point. So now I'm looking at my controller trying to work out what all these buttons mean. See, it was fast. The car's still fast enough. That's young Ethan I was chasing there. He had a great drive. Some really classy driving from him. Move out of the way at the right time, and he was only a young lad. So he did run wide there for that car, but he was fast through corners, so can't blame him for racing. And there's Sharpie that took me out, lapping me, adding insult to injury. I think I set off after him now, and then tried to get out of the way of Kieran.
Ethan.
Keep catching a glimpse of the gold-plated transmitter with the guy on my right, on my left. Gold-plated? Very posh. Oh. See, I can tell I've wrote the race off. I'm not paying attention now. Now I'm just having a look at Monsieur Herring on the left-hand side of me there. Seems to be sticking his tongue out a bit when he's concentrating. It's hilarious to watch everybody's technique on the podium sometimes. You get some people just follow with the head and some people swear. And that was the race over, thank God. Didn't go well. Managed to do 18 laps, but yeah. Kind of write that off, and let's hope for better things now in the final. All to play for. There's no more tomorrows. So we'll leave it all on the line now. So we're off. Ugh. I think I just tag Andy there and send him pirouetting in a triple Salco into the barrier. Sorry about that, pal. I think that were a 6.3. If it had been more obvious that I'd have sort of shunted him properly, but I think that were more of a racing incident, so I didn't think I needed to pull over and wait for him. And it's only Andy, so I wouldn't have pulled over anyway. Not a bad little start for me. I'm running still in 4th. Tagged the top of the wall there though. Oh, negotiating. Oh, that I knew I'd tagged that yellow car at some point. In fairness, you were just joining and I was coming up behind you. Racing incident, but there you go, there's racing karma. Span it on there. It's funny, I really believe in that karma thing. If it always seems to come and get you. And then there's Andy Lodwick lapping me. And Sharpie. He was definitely on a flyer, so I moved out of his way. A Avoided the bowl of custard this time. Can't park there, Carl, I'm going to pass you. Serious face there of Kieran. Steady couple of laps there from me. Makes a change.
1, 3, 2, 4, 8.
In watching how I drive compared to like the A's and the B's guys, you lose so much time. I'm learning it just taking wide lines and not having the correct line through corners. I bet you're losing a second and a half a lap easily. It's not, you know, at this point I don't think it's about the speed of the car, it's about the lines you take. And but this is the third final of the day, so no time to be cautious, Brem. I could really have done a bit better at moving out of the way for him, but I think at the time I was just concentrating on not crashing. But I know that's Kieran, so wide at the hairpin, let him go through. Having a steady drive really for this last final. I think I came off actually feeling a bit disappointed, but watching it back now, I think I did alright. It's nice to see at the top for the last races of the night. There were a big audience watching. All at the gate there. That's good. It's good to have a bit of encouragement. Oh, I think Andy got me back there.
Running order at 4 minutes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 6.
Carl's hunting me down now again. He was really fast. Oh, I just got snagged there. Let Carl go through. Tracking him though, he's not pulling away from me.
5, 6, 7, 4, 3, 1.
Although we finished. So, good times, good racing. Yeah, not too bad. I think I came 5th. Yeah, 5th that time. Well, a lot in it, mate. Well, a lot in it between me and Carl. So that put me 12th overall. Good result, really, all things considered. So that was Rugmasters then, taking us from Forst all the way down to Basildon. Loads of different places all over the country. So here's a bit of a photo dump, but I hope you can see there's one genuine theme running through all of the pictures. I'm not sure whether or not it comes across enough, but everybody we've met, or certainly I've met, and the theme of the entire series has been really, really good fun. Yes, people have took it seriously from time to time, but nobody's nobody's been taking it that seriously that they couldn't spend a bit of time with you if you were having a bad day, or if you didn't have parts that you needed, somebody would have them. It's just been an absolutely fantastic series, and I'm gutted that I'll have to wait maybe 3 or 4 months for the start of 2024's Rugmasters, of which it's been announced that there is going to be a 2024 version. We'll just wait for dates and different clubs to decide that they're going to host and release some dates for us. But it's been an absolutely fantastic journey for the past 6 months. Something I'm really chuffed to have been involved with. And obviously, a huge thank you to Joe Allen, without whom it wouldn't have happened.